Hi guys, I am Michele, and as you can see here in front of me, I have a foil that I will define a revolution in the hydrofoil industry. It is the One-Lock from Slingshot, and as you can see here we have 0 screws. The mounting between the front, the fuselage and the mast is completely mechanic, so it means 0 issue with the corrosion, 0 possibility to block some screw inside the mast or the fuselage, and finally an extremely quick mounting of the assembly. So in the next minutes we will see how the One-Lock is made, how the Glide 925, which is the front we are using here, behaves in the water, and which are, in our opinion, the pros and the cons of this solution. In the meanwhile, please like and subscribe. So let's start from the name One-Lock. Yes, because Slingshot created a new portfolio of hydrofoil with this new, let's say, name or technology. And the reason is very easy. You will see in a few minutes. You need only one lock, one click to mount, to assemble the complete hydrofoil. But let's start from the scratch. How this hydrofoil is made. So here we have the front. Here we have a part of the front which is let's say in a unique piece with the fuselage, and here we have the stub, and also in this case the stub is made with one piece together with the fuselage. The remaining part is the mast, because you will see later a lot of different mast, aluminum, carbon, high modulus carbon, but all of them, in this case we have a carbon one, all of them has here a hole. And this hole is completely, let's say, important to understand, because in this hole we will mount the front and the stub. So let's do it together. I will put here the mast. I hope that you will see it. I take my front, and wait a second, before mounting it, how is made the front? Because, as I said, front together with the fuselage, and here we have this small, let's say, piece of carbon together with a small latch in Dyneema. It is the core of the system. Let's see together. I will place the front inside the mast. Tack. As you can see, here the two pieces are completely aligned. Here I have the latch. I take the tail and I insert it. I will press it until the end. And I am already done, because now I take this block, put it here, click, done. In this case, as the name says, in one lock I assembled completely the hydrofoil. Having a look more in detail, here from the, let's say, front to the mast, we have a very almost invisible, let's say, gap. So here we have a completely continuum surface. In the back part, here there is a small, let's say, gap. I mean, the tail is, I will say, 1 millimeter, probably 1.5, let's say, smaller than the carbon mast. I was honestly a little bit scared, because I was thinking that this small gap could create some turbulence in the water, but honestly speaking, you don't feel it at all in the water. Instead, probably the fact that here we have a constant flow of water from the front to the fuselage. Here the front has been completely designed, as you can see probably better in the lower part. You have a complete continuum design. This helps a lot to have a very, let's say, stable but also glidey feeling while you go in the water. Speaking about quickness of mounting, it's very quick to assemble the hydrofoil, but at the same time is also very quick to mount the mast on the board, because Slingshot developed a way to make a very quick installation of the assembly on the board, like you are seeing now in the video. Now let's speak about the One-Lock portfolio, because with this name Slingshot developed a very complete set of product. Speaking about the front wing, we have the kitefall one, we have the easy one that is more related to the beginner or to the people that does not have any experience in hydrofoil, and then we have the Glide series. In this case we have, as you can see, the Glide. The Glide family has at the moment 4 sizes: 725, 925, 1125 and 1325. In this case we are using the 925, and the shape, as you can see, is let's say I will say mid to high, let's say, aspect ratio, probably mid, because here we have an AR of 8.8, span of 899 millimeter, and an area of 925 centimeter. Having a look to the profile, I hope that you can see it. Here we have in the front part, let's say, of the hydrofoil, we have somehow more, let's say, width in this part, while the profile of the hydrofoil go and decrease in thickness when we go towards the trailing edge. And moreover, we can see, and probably you will see it in this way, that here the front is a little bit more thick, but it decreases the thickness while we go towards the tail. Why I tell you this? Because what we noticed is that this hydrofoil is very easy to make in flying, so it has a very good low end, in our opinion, considering the size, but at the same time, when you are on foil, you don't have the impression to have a slow hydrofoil. Let's say, it is not for sure an hydrofoil to make races, it does not excel in the top speed, but the speed is pretty reasonable considering the size. And I think this is related mainly to the profile of the front wing. And I tell you already now, the name Glide 925 is very good, and let's say describe the behavior on the water, but you need to wait 2 minutes to see the test ride in the water. Regarding the portfolio, as I said, we have several families of front wings. We have also several tails. In this case we have the Turbo 180, which has an AR of 6.4 and an area of 180 square centimeters, span 340, and we have several masts. And it is something, in my opinion, very interesting about the One-Lock system, because here, in this case, we have the mast 82 centimeter carbon with the hole for the One-Lock, but in Slingshot portfolio we have also some mast in aluminum to decrease the price, and high modulus carbon. So a very complete portfolio to fit all the need of the people. So now let's speak about the test in the water, because it is the most important part of an hydrofoil in our opinion. We used it only in wing foil, and we tested in 2 persons, me and Cash from Wing Foil Advice. I used it mainly for free ride with a downwind board in a low wind. I think it was 11, maximum 13 knots of gusting. Cash tested it in a little bit more strong condition, but not excessive. I mean, the wind was between 12 and 16. So anyhow, pretty moderate wind. This is a foil easy to ride. It's not for beginner, you need to have some experience, because the area is not, let's say, huge, but it is an easy hydrofoil to ride. The lift to start flying is very good. It's very easy to make this foil flying, and while you are on the water you have really the sensation of the feeling of glide. And as I said, it's good because the name is Glide 925. We used it in several different conditions anyhow, all around, also in small waves, very small waves I have to admit, and also to make some jumps. And the behavior has been always very honest. Let's say, in our opinion, this is really a all-round hydrofoil. It's called Glide. You don't have to expect to make huge downwind with small swell, because the AR is anyhow limited. You don't have an AR of 12, 13, but if you use it in, let's say, normal condition with some bumps, possibly in our case with hydrofoil, the glide is very good. And it's always very easy also to connect some bumps, because it's possible to pump this hydrofoil well and in an easy way. Speaking about the jump, Cash made some jumps, the pop is there, so also in this case, if you need to go around and to make some jumps, very good choice. I was also curious about how the One-Lock system would have, let's say, behaved after some jumps, but at the end of the session the system was very stable and nothing has been moved inside the mast. With this hydrofoil, for at least in this setup, Glide 925, I think it's for the intermediate wing foiler. Probably you can use it also in other disciplines, for sure, surf foil or others, but we did not have the possibility to test this time in that condition. But if you do wing foil, it is an easy hydrofoil. You can use it, in our experience, from 11, 12 knots on, and the One-Lock system is performing, in our opinion, well. You don't feel any turbulence at all. The glide is good, and moreover you take, I think, 20 seconds to install the hydrofoil and 20 seconds to install the hydrofoil on the board. So very, very quick setup without the issue of the corrosion, of broken screws and all the topics that you know very well. Only doubt that I could have is regarding the longevity. I mean, how the One-Lock system will perform over time. I know that Slingshot worked for several years before releasing it, so I trust for sure in there, but at the same time here we have a mechanical connection of these two pieces inside the mast, and we have also these LEDs. So, as I said, we used it very intensively. The system did not move at all. So it has been very robust and very stable in our opinion, but I can understand that some people could think about the risk that after some years there will create a little bit of, let's say, play between these two parts. What anyhow is very, very good is that Slingshot thinks also about the spare part possibility, because here we have this block with this Dyneema LEDs, and Slingshot give you also a replacement for this part, in case after some years you will see a little bit of stretch in the Dyneema. The price is different a lot from the type of component that you choose. If you choose a carbon mast, the price will be higher. If you choose an aluminum mast, the price will be much less. Just to give an idea, easy 1850 with an aluminum mast. Here in Europe it costs about 1400 euro. If you use a setup like ours, which is anyhow probably not the top end, but mid end for sure, you are at about 2300 euros. So the prices are completely aligned to the market. But very good Slingshot that you had the possibility to use this setup with different level of mast. So, summing up, I think you have now a little bit clearer idea about this product. What we like the most is that this is really an all-round hydrofoil that behaves well in the water. The One-Lock is very quick to assembly, and if you can, test it in the beaches and in the water. Now we go releasing other videos. See you guys. Bye, Michele.